Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of me going through a M Plus run, commentary, of course. And this time I want to talk about Priory of the Sacred Flame, or PSF for short. And we timed it on an 18, which is sort of the bottleneck key, considered the bottleneck key when it comes to getting any resilient keystone level. Like many people will have it everything else timed on 16, and then they're missing this on 16, or in my case it was 18, because the other keys are a little bit easier, I would say. I don't have 18 resilient yet. I'm actually missing Brewery and Motherload, weirdly enough, yet. It's impossible to time with randoms for some reason. But we timed the more difficult key, which is good. So I want to show you what I did to get through it. Most noticeably, my talents are a bit different this time. I'm playing 2 points in Pain and Suffering. I think it's really good in this key because, well, in my head, I'm thinking that there's a lot of trash pulls. Well, first of all, the healing checks in this dungeon are all in trash pulls. So having more Shadowbird Pains up at the same time just helps you do more healing. Yeah, if the entire pack has Shadowbird Pain on it, it does a sizable amount of HPS on its own. So I really don't like not playing with those 4 talents when there's a lot of trash mobs. I think the dungeons where I don't even play with the Shadowbird Pain Cleave is, for example, Dark Flame Cleft. Yeah, because basically Dark Flame Cleft is only Candle King, so I run something like I don't know, I'm sure this or something. Yeah, but on PSF I run a focus on Shadowbird Pain, so I can dot as many mobs as possible. Basically for the whole Paladin section after the first boss. I feel like this is the most heavy HPS check in this whole dungeon. So I like to be set up for that. Apart from that, there's nothing special here in this class tree. I don't think you need Master Spell. You could put this anywhere. Maybe Rhapsody. But I have my 2 points in throws. You could also go Phantasm. I think it's decent for the second boss. He does this shield that slows you. You can dodge it by standing behind him or something, but this was a random. This was a pug, so we of course didn't play it perfectly. And yeah, I did get slowed a lot. Yeah, good. Let's jump in right into the video. As you can see, this key mostly starts out by the first pack getting feared by the DH, and then he of course shouldn't forget to Shadow Mouth. And I rather, mines with the 2 packs here, and then we walk in between those. And I get the buff here. He calls for Pains up, and then my job here basically is to spread a lot of Shadowbird Pains. I do not manually dot them, I just let Penance do its work. And I also will press Shadow Fiend here and press 3 Penances back to back, just so I have the Shadowbird Pains out. And you can see the bar for the AoE for Suleiman. It does a lot of damage, and the danger here is to get double spelled with the AoE and this here. And I do the mistake of staying in a trap here, which is not good, but thankfully I have Pains up for myself here. Not good play, but well, at least I survived, right? Another AoE. The Druid doesn't have a torment here, that's not good. And the DK dies here. And I want to rewind to that because I'm pretty sure I was pretty annoyed about his death mid-key. I think the DKs are very comfortable with not pressing their defensives because they know they're so tanky. And that kind of annoys me because it leads to situations like this where well, they see they're getting shot at, and they could just save themselves with a Death Strike here, and they don't do it. And I don't have my shield ready, so I cannot save him either. I could have, but I see the Druid low. Yeah, I don't know. It's as well my fault as well, right? Because I could have shielded him, but maybe he would not have survived. Yeah, I did have wheel stacks as well. But still, he could have Death Strike, right? I don't know. It's hard to react to these things sometimes. So, and he almost dies here again. So I pop my piety and press evangelism to pop everything. I don't really like this dungeon because it often comes down to having very quick reactions with people getting double spelled on or a spell after some scripted AoE, things like that nature. And I don't know, of course, you can always save people, but a lot of the times people can save themselves even better because obviously they are looking at their own HP while you are looking at 5 HP bars. And he's calling for PS here, and I don't have it, of course, because I used it for myself earlier. So the start is a little bit shaky already, in my opinion. One death, I don't have pain subs here, the DH is almost dying. DK eats the dodge, but of course he's a DK, and he has Icebound Fortitude up. The Link stud, if you heal it to full, if you heal it to full, then it stops. Which is good to know, I didn't. And I'm just kind of focusing Chainmail here, trying to dodge the jump every time she does it. But it can also go in melee, so this is kind of scary for them as well. I'm opting to soothe this left pack here in case someone pulls it. And now I think we're just doing this mini boss here. Smart going through on Devik, so I shield him. And we have two people getting trapped here. I pop my Shadow Fiend and Clairvoyance to assist with the first Reflect. Probably a bit overkill, but it also deals a lot of damage, so I'm fine with the decision. As you can see, you always see the icons from the cast like going through, and then last second it's getting kicked, right? And this is why I hate this dungeon. It's like I'm on edge the entire time. I'm trying to save people from getting casted on if one goes through. And of course, I also have my fear. Oh yeah, I could have skilled reduced fear duration, psychic scream duration. I could have done that to have more stops, right? And it's not like one cast kills you either, but it's like, well, two will, as you can see, like this one smitey already shocked me. Again, this pack here, 5 casters and a mini boss that is also casting. This is absolute horror for me. Like, I do not like these pulls, but well, we have CDs up and they are kind of dying quick, at least. But here you can see like a lot of double spells going through of 2 fireballs and a smite and a fireball and a smite and another fireball and a smite. And oh, this is awful. I hate it. The only thing you can do here is, well, shield as often as you can and pray, basically. Ooh, and I almost let the tank die here because I'm like so distracted from the debuff, which you have to dispel. But also my fear is up again, so I'm not sure if I even used it that pull, probably not. I'm kind of bad at CCing, honestly. Of course, you can see that I see all the dev CD, not dev CDs, all the stops that are ready and single target kicks and stuns as well. But when a pull is so big like that, I'm mostly focused here on my group frame. I'm not really watching this part of my UI. My eyes are just somewhere else in that moment. So what you will see with a lot of organized groups is that they will just call for the priest fear. They don't expect the priest to see the order which you're supposed to stop on their own. They're just calling it out. Another very dangerous pull, the first boss with this pack of sharpshooters and lynxes. The first jumps from the lynxes are going... Is that even a word, lynxes? They're getting interrupted by Virgil's Vortex, so they don't get through, and then obviously I can just shield myself or the Moonkin so that they don't jump. I mean, if they jump, the debuff gets removed immediately. And the first AoE comes very quickly, so I had to pop Evenge there because I wasn't really prepared for it. But thankfully, they're already dead. Now I'm just kind of focusing on healing the tank, pre-shielding people, keeping a torment on the tank, hopefully. Yeah, and there we get the next AoE. I call for AMC and then don't even stand in it. Not good. But also I take like no damage. My gear is filthy actually. I have like 13% avoidance. So I should be the last person dying in this AoE. And also have a little bit of leech, of course, from the talent tree. So this is one of these bosses where you want to pay a little attention to the tank with shields and maybe defensive penances. Oh yeah, and here we get the overlap, a jump and the AoE. So I put my clairvoyance here. I think in my head I'm thinking that I wish I hadn't popped that clairvoyance because I really want clairvoyance for the next pull. But also this pull is gonna, or this boss rather, is gonna last for another minute. And so it will be at least 2 minutes and 15 seconds until I get the next clairvoyance, if I use everything on CD now. So I'm sort of fine, because it's gonna be a while until we get there. However, I'm not using anything for these next areas, as you can see. I basically healed this one netty. And I'm also not spending my berry here. I really want it for the next pull. It's basically the only thing that or that you should be aware of, to not use any CDs towards the end. Because the most difficult part of the dungeon comes after this. See, another AoE. I'm a little bit late with my radiance here, and didn't also like pre-tone people, but it's not a super dangerous AoE, so it's fine. That's fine. Not perfect play, but we get through it. This AoE here, not AoE, I mean the getting jumped part from the guy is, you can meld it. Thankfully, we'll never get it as a healer. But in case you see someone having meld up, and you can call them out to use meld, basically. Okay, I'm drinking here, and I also watch my Kazan stacks here. Okay, I didn't lose them. Very good. We pulled this whole room. Really dangerous. And as you can see, I want to pause here for a second. As you can see here, I have a bar here. This is just from Corsisi, I think. And I have placed the bar of the mob, the AoE abilities from the mobs or whatever I need to track here. And this is very helpful because this is where my eyes are at the moment. They're of course also here because there's kites going through and so on. But knowing that there is AoEs coming is so important, especially as a Disc Priest. So you should have something like this. I've seen people who don't have it. They're just kind of netty reacting to it. I don't think that's good play. I think you should have something like this. And something you will see me do here is that I don't do anything, which might be surprising. You would expect me to pop Shadow Fiend and Insight here, right? But I see that my Druid has Nature's Vigil up. And what you have to know about Nature's Vigil is that it's fucking broken. Yeah, it does so much healing, especially if they're in CDs, which they are, and we're also lusting. Yeah. Applying the DK here. And now it's just the Druid show, basically. Yeah, he's popping Nature's Vigil, and I'm not doing any healing. I'm just shielding on CD, basically. Yeah, that's all I'm doing. Now his Vigil has run out, so now I have to start healing. And I have an Insight running with Shadow Fiend here, trying to LOS this cast here. I pop Evenge here. I'm not sure if this was a mistake. I mean, it was a good Evenge use, but normally I like to use Evenge with Piety. So I'm not sure what I do with this next Piety use. So this next, oh yeah, we sheep one or hex rather one conjurer. So this next pull has 3 paladins. It's already only half as difficult, right? Because I think the first pull had 6. But you also don't really have CDs anymore. I only have my piety up, but no barrier, no. Actually, Vigil is up again, but he's not using it because he doesn't have Incarn up. Curious to see if he sends it. Well, he does. He does, but he's also like using it in a way where it's not good. Like, no, actually it is. No, it's actually fine. He gets 2 AoEs with it. The Uppies use here is a little bit weird, but I'm like slightly falling behind here because we don't have CDs up, and so this pull lasts a little bit. Oh yeah, and here I think I do the biggest mistake, in my opinion, in this key. I have Clairvoyance up, or I could use it rather, but I opt to not use it, even though there's still 2 AoEs coming. So I have to, as you can see here, there's a spell going through, I have to health pot and my druid almost dies. I could have just spent this Clairvoyance, because I don't need it for the boss, really. But I was stingy. And also, frankly, I don't know this dungeon very well, so in my head, I wasn't even sure, is it boss next, or is there another trash pack coming? But looking back at it, I should have used this Clairvoyance here. Okay, this fight here is a little bit messy. um, I want to stop for a short amount of time when we get to the first soak here, yeah. So the way this is played normally is, well, I'm not entirely sure actually, but I think the DH either takes 2, then lets them run out, lets the debuff run out, I mean, and then takes another stack. Yeah, and on the 5 set, so the boss buffs himself, he gets like angry or whatever, and then this has to be soaked 5 times instead of 3. And then the DK can soak it with AMC and their own DevCD, what is it called? Iceborne Fortitude. And as long as the debuff, as the AMZ isn't getting depleted by taking damage, they will not get the debuff. Yeah. Because obviously they would not survive 5 debuffs. Or even 2 is spicy. They will survive 1. However, you need to shield them for the AMC not to be broken prematurely. As you will see, this doesn't exactly work out because it's a pug. Our communication is not really there yet. So what is he doing here? I think he takes 1 and then is planning to take another 1, and the DK is just taking 1 as well. So yeah, that's fine. Like, you can spam heal 1 target. However, you cannot spam heal 2. Like, 2 DPS is, that's not a thing here. If I had to heal another DPS as well, then spoiler, this will happen, by the way, but they will survive, thankfully. But it's a bit spicy. You take a little bit of AoE damage every time you soak the thing, but it doesn't kill you, so there's no need to be prepared for it or anything. So you can send your premonitions freely for, well, either damage or for single target healing, I guess. Okay, what are we doing here? This is a free set. Oh yeah, here. The Moonkin is soaking 1 and the DK. And obviously the DK is not gonna pop AMZ here. But this is spicy. I should pop Evenge here. I have Atonement only on 4 people, so it would heal them for a bit more than if I had it on 5. But it didn't. But no one died as well, so it's fine. Yeah, so you only got to take 3 here. 2 got absorbed and 1 got through the AMC. I also think I didn't shield him. This is something that you really need communication for. I really don't like how we played this fight. It's like kind of random. And the DH will almost certainly wait here and then take the third. Oh no, and the shaman took it because we were actually close to dying here. Yeah, again, like, ugh. Now he has 2 stacks and it paints up to him, thinking, oh, he would need it. Actually, I wanna rewind this. So what should I do here? Yeah, look, um, he will pop AMC here, right? You can see it. And I'm not sure, did I shield him or did I shield the tank? No, I shielded the tank. And if I shield him there, and maybe also give him paints up, he can soak all 5 of these. He can just jump up and down, and then he soaks all of that. Yeah, well, it ends up not happening. He ends up getting 2 stacks. Thankfully, he did get paints up at least, so the 2 stacks, healing the 2 stacks is not too difficult. Kind of spicy though, as you can see. I mean, yeah, we got kind of past it. So, I mean, not clean though. You know how to do it at least. At in theory, the DK could take all 5 with some coordination of like getting a big shield from you or a paints up even. That's all you need to know. I want to note that Eye of Kazan is a good trinket here. As you can see, I have 14 stacks still because I only lost some by going up and drinking. But since you chain a lot here, you quickly go from one pull to another. You don't really lose your stacks. I think there's dungeons where Kazan is not really good, but it's very good in this one. And only 2 paladins in this pull, so it's not really dangerous. I can just spend a lot of time shielding here, which almost completely absorbs at least one of the AoEs, and then I just netty heal the second. The dangerous mob here is the light spawn who does this nasty channel on you that can line with the AoE from the paladins, so oof. Very dangerous moment. You can melt this. And I will here, even though it's a bad melt actually, because it's not really overlapping with the AoE. But I also don't want to spend time healing it, so whatever. And maybe I get it up a second time, so it's not really bad. Yeah, so now I have to heal this one, and it overlaps with the Footman's exploding. And I have to pop a health potion here. Putting some extra love on the shaman here because he gets channeled on. And I think he takes a tick from something, I'm not sure. Okay, this is a double light spawn pack with a lot of casters. So in theory, this is hard, but there's no paladins in this pack, so I almost want to say it's easier. Because, well, you can just kick the cast and then you just pay some attention to the people who are getting channeled on. Oh, he has 2 here. You can see my mouse frantically. I saw his death CD. I wasn't sure if I should paints up him, but I also only had 1 charge left. I'm glad I didn't in hindsight, but It would not have been a bad paints up. Ooh, yeah, that's so dangerous. Also not doing the best job at healing myself here. Should have been radiancing into opponents. And I think we lose some time here because I think one of the light spawns is getting healed. Oh yeah, not good. See, the second light spawn here got healed. But I got my meld ready again from the first pull, so maybe it wasn't so bad that I used it there. I could have taken this globe here earlier, I think. How long does it last? Oh, 7 minutes only. Okay, maybe it was correct then to take it here. And I don't really have... I'm not starting this big mini boss here with Clairvoyance, which I would really love to. I'm starting it with Shadow Fiend and Piety, which is kind of a weird combo to use it with. But where we have Last and, of course, also PI, so I just kind of press my buttons and we get through it. There's some footments here that explode though, so I'm popping my barrier here. Also because I really don't have much healing left. And then they end up not dying. Very bad, but a classic in this dungeon. And we look very healthy here, I think. Oh yeah, I even spent my Clairvoyance here. But the druid doesn't have a torment for the first 2 penances. Not good. And I will certainly pop an event here, I think. Yeah, I do. So it was kind of close towards the end, right? And honestly, I should have popped a combat potion here. I was a little bit anxious that my mana is not enough. So if you watch my videos, you will often see that I'm not really good at using combat potions. But this is not because I'm lazy. This is more like, oh, what if I need a mana pot? Obviously, if I really have played a dungeon 5-6 times, I will know if my mana is enough or not. But this was not one of these dungeons. I was just kind of insecure on what to do where. Just kind of going with my gut feeling here. Also, for some reason, I'm not using Shadowwood Pain here. See, none of the mobs here have Shadowwood Pain. I just kind of forgot about it. Not good. Ooh. Yeah, these mobs do so much damage. And we pull these into the boss, which could be very dangerous because, as you know, they explode when they get low, or when you kill them, rather. You can circumvent this by stunning them when they die, but this is not so easy to pull off because what happens a lot is you stun them and then they don't die. So you stun them for nothing. But honestly, this boss is almost... how should I put it? I don't want to say it's the easiest of the 3, but if you get there, normally you time the key. If you have enough time, of course. There's not really a lot of dangerous things happening here. I think there's some tech where if you don't kick the boss, then you never get a dangerous overlap here where he will use his dot ability that deals damage to everyone, and then he does the big AoE that you have to turn away from, and then you still get another tick. That's basically what is called overlap. You still get 1 or 2 ticks after this AoE here. This, I think, always happens in the second stage of the fight. Not sure though, but I think it does. But here in the first, you can prevent it by just not kicking the boss or something. I'm not sure. This is like DPS stuff. I'm just healing. I pop Piety and Event here. Not sure why. Maybe I want Clairvoyance. I want to get towards Clairvoyance a little bit quicker. Didn't really need it for healing, I think. Yeah, and this phase here basically is just a race. Kill the boss before it kills you, or kill the shield. But we have Vigil running. Oh, and the Moonkin dies here. We do a bad job at CCing those. If this went on for a little longer, I would have probably popped like Shadow Fiend or Clairvoyance even. But I'm glad it didn't, because I really want to have it for this AoE here. Because now I think the boss will start to overlap his abilities a little bit more. But let's see. Inner Fire. This is the AoE that deals damage to everyone. I turn around here. And see, and we still get one tick. Yeah, exactly. So the way people play this normally is they use a Radiance with their back turned. So you heal the entire group, and then you can like penance yourself or penance the boss. Well, yourself, because you don't have to turn around for it. That's why. Popping my insight here for some more penances. What do we have here left? I think I will call for an AMZ here. Oh yeah, here. Type it in chat even. I still have Evenge ready, and I have Uppies left. I know that I will fail to use Uppies here. But I will use Evenge. Okay, good. I mean, the boss is dead. Like, I could press my Piety here and use my Uppies here for the last 5%, but I just do my normal rotation, basically. And that's the key. Well, as you can see, really not an easy key in my opinion, which stems mostly from the fact that there's a lot of casters, and I feel like this is a key that I almost want to say you don't have a lot of control over. Yet it is a very healing intensive key, so I don't know. It's just a key where everybody has to play well. Yeah, that's how I would put it. I mean, it's one of the more dangerous keys for a reason. If not the most dangerous, the most difficult, I would say. If you go to Raid.io right now and check how many 18 Priories have been timed in your region, almost certainly Priory will be the key that has been timed the least. So if you get good at this dungeon, that sets you up for success, for having, like, for getting to your desired resilient key level faster. What else could I talk about? Could maybe take a look at the logs if you want to. I was playing Mr. Pick Me Up here, and as you can see, it did a fuck ton of damage. That's such a good trinket, actually. I mean, not that 130k DPS is like super much, but still, it also does healing, right? And it does have int passively, so it's not bad. And also, Kazan stacks, also very interesting in my opinion. I had 20 stacks for most of the dungeon, so really good trinket here if you have it, even on heroic. What else? Well, as you can see, I got a bit better with pressing my Evenge. Not Uppies though. The thing with uppies is it's only a good button if you need like moderate healing, and it's also kind of doubles up as a def CD. So in a lot of situations, I think that I'm opting to not use it. Just use a piety instead, or like one of my premonitions, basically. Yeah. And you see, Shattered Pain actually did a lot of damage here because I'm like spreading it around a lot, and the extra duration from this talent here helps a lot. Something I like to do is I go to WoW Analyzer and then just put a log in. Then it's not really updated completely, but I think the atonement attribution statistic, I think that part works at least. And then you can see how much HPS or DPS some talents did. As you can see, this is not a lot of HPS or DPS even, but if you go to atonement sources, would you believe it that Shattered Pain is doing most of your atonement healing? Well, of course, if you add up all the penance stuff, actually 26, 29, 31. No, you see, Shattered Pain is actually doing most of your atonement healing. But this is something you can only really utilize on big trash packs that last for a long time. And I think Priory is the perfect dungeon for that. Maybe there's certainly more. I don't know any off the top of my head, but Dark Flame Clef, for example, is not it, in my opinion, because I don't really want to use 4 points for Shattered Pain there. I just want to improve for Candle King, basically. I think I had it for Rookery in the beginning, but Rookery also doesn't have really big trash pulls, except the beginning, maybe. I don't know. Very good for Priory, though, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, thankfully I timed this key, so I only need 2 more for Resilient 18s, and then next week, of course, everybody starts on a clean slate almost. But having 18 resilience would be so nice for that, because then you just get to progress 19s. So I'm really looking forward to that with 6 more item levels. I'm curious to see what this means for the M+ scene. Does it mean 1 key level? Does it mean 2 key levels? We will see. Until then, I say goodbye.